If you have ever felt that unresolved challenges in your team are holding your business back, you are not alone.
If my employees care about me and if they have effective ways of working, I will grow.
This year, in 2024, 83% of Canadian HR professionals cited mental health as a top challenge.
92% of time, if a person is correctly appreciated, recognized, they will repeat the work.
Today, we will delve into the employee challenges, their impacts, and the effective strategies for improving retention and growth. Our guest for this episode is Nitin Raj, founder of INFINITIN. With over a decade of experience at top consulting firms like Deloitte and Accenture, Nitin is now an entrepreneur in Toronto. He dedicates his efforts to helping companies understand their employees, improve retention, and achieve significant growth. Welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. This is your host SK, and we are excited to bring you another inspiring episode on a platform dedicated to showcasing the vital contributions of small businesses within our communities. Join us as we explore Nitin's insights and experiences. Hello Nitin, it's great to have you on the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. How are you today?
Doing fantastic. SK, thank you for inviting me. Ever since I've been with you, associated with you a couple of months back, been very interested, and I'm looking forward to our meeting today.
Pleasure to host you today. Nitin, your impressive background in consulting and entrepreneurship promises a wealth of valuable insights for our listeners today. Let's kick things off by exploring the story behind your entrepreneurial journey. Every entrepreneur, as you know, Nitin, has a unique path that shapes their vision and approach. Can you start by sharing what inspired you to transition from consulting to starting your own firm?
SK, it goes a little bit further than that. I was not really wanting to be an entrepreneur from the very start, but growing up, I come from a lawyer's family. So I have seen how a law firm works. It works around a person who is a person of influence, and people come across for that person. I grew up, did my engineering, did my MBA, worked with some of the
So
biggest.
you did not follow the path of becoming a lawyer.
No, I did not. I did not. There are many different reasons for that also. But it comes back. It will come back, SK. While I was working with these big consulting firm, I was asked after my B school, I was asked by somebody, a senior person, to go to a place, XYZ, and with the 4 or 5 people who I met in the airport and learn a product and do it if I want to and not do it if I don't want to. So, good companies can be very good in ways of working. So I meet these 4 or 5 people at the airport for the first time, and we love each other. We have a great connection. And so we have a great time.
Which year was it?
This was 2017.
2017, okay.
And we have a great time. We learn this product and we are nailing it. Because it's just a product. We solved the most important thing, that we liked each other. So that team of 5 became 10, became 20, is now more than 100 people. And that business has been self-sustainable for more than 4 years now, because mid-COVID in December, I moved to Canada. And when I came to Canada, I was expanding this business here and doing the same things, which is connecting people. And people were telling me that, hey, you are the entrepreneur. You have to do it. I never had my problems to solve for, but you can say that now I have my problem to solve for, which I'm passionate about, and that has made me an entrepreneur. Am I very, very ready to go and solve that problem? I don't know, but I know that I'm here to make a difference.
That's good. What were some of the key challenges, Nitin, that you have faced early on, and how did you navigate it through them?
Interesting. The first challenge was about value. When nobody knows you, so what is it that you're doing that creates value? It is hard work. So being able to create that hard work, being able to create that mission, that my team also does that hard work, and then people start realizing it. The moving forward, I understand a lot of people go through this. The other big problem that was around communication, how to do the hard talks. For example, when coronavirus hit and when we were told to not come to offices, that was a difficult time. So having a good communication stream connection makes it easy. So that I was able to tell my team that, hey, boss, if I have work, I give you work. If I don't have work, I don't. I had their support. And you would not believe, in the next 5 months of coronavirus, we doubled from 20 to 40. So things work. Some of the other challenges I saw was about having the right people in the team. And that might also involve not having the wrong. Like when you're carving a stone, you need the right pebbles and eventually standing for your team. Because that is when they trust you, and that is when the other side also trusts you. Some challenges that we came across and taught me.
As you said, a right team, like, can you elaborate more, like what right team really is?
A right team is a mixture or combination of everything that is required. It can be a person who is a leader. Who can be a leader? A leader needs to have a follower, but the follower needs to be able to do something. So what I was doing was around product centricity. So you learn a product, you work with a client, you do it. So a leader the team will be around, the people who know the product, the person who execute things, and then there's a way by which you quality check things. I don't say that like there is a fixed way of doing things. A good team is what fits the bill. And when people are interested, you go and do the thing. That's a good thing. A good team is the one who cares about each other and still gets the things done.
Nitin, it's really inspiring to hear how your journey began and evolved, setting a solid foundation for valuable insights you will share today. To all aspiring entrepreneurs out there, remember that every journey starts with a single step. What's your first step to be? If you have been waiting for the right moment to pursue your passion, let Nitin's story inspire you. The challenges might be real, but the rewards are worth it. With that strong foundation in mind, Nitin, let's shift our focus to another critical area, the challenges employees face in today's business landscape. What do you see as the primary challenge employees encounter in today's business landscape?
I love this question, and this is the reason why I started my business. I was able to set up multi-billion-dollar businesses across these big consulting firms, and the difference which I saw between high productive team and not so high productive teams are, you can say, a set of 6 key challenges, 6 key pillars. And let's start with alignment. Employees don't know where the company is going. They don't know the vision. Executives many times don't know the expectations of the employees. So everyone is running somewhere. Nobody is taking feedback. Or even if companies are taking feedback today, nobody is doing anything about it. And imagine when you not do anything on a feedback, the trust dwindles. There is no simple way of communication. Like, how do you communicate small things, big things, very difficult things, or conflict? Companies today, there are traditional ways by which you are addressing conflict, which is fine as long as it works. But nuances of today requires nuanced solution. For example, in the next 5 years, 30% of the workforce is going to be Gen Zs. Gen Zs are not taking it. They need an answer to all of their whys. So we better be able to answer it. One of the other big problems that are there is engagement, like authentic engagement. I'm not talking about a weekly email from CEO that nobody sees. I'm talking about things that drive people. Like, what is it? What makes you wake up on your Monday morning and not have that Monday blues and wanting to work for it?
What's the motivation behind?
It's the motivation. As a leader, it is important for you to reiterate that motivation. Like, what is it that we are doing is important. And to sum it all up, everything needs to work in a cohesive manner so that, a company is able to do it. In a simple sentence, if my employees care about me and if they have effective ways of working, I will grow. And these 5-6 problems, SK, are close to me. Are, I believe, the 6 elephants in the room that needs addressing, because people are not caring today, and things need to happen. Like, it's not that rocket science. We have done it. We have our own people. We know how to communicate. We need to get people on track.
So, as the key takeaway from your answer is like, knowing the people and understanding them is very, very important, right?
Yes, absolutely. And this is where I am trying to create a new profile, a job profile in my organization also, which is something like a para-consultant. Okay. So the para-consultant of the future is not just your consultant, is a person who understands you at a human or behavioral way. Because people need to move. Like, technology is made for me. Today it is AI, tomorrow it is going to be BI or CI. Like, but I don't mean to demean it, but you're made for me. I'm not made for you. I'm made for people. So we need to elevate the people. And this is one of my big wishes also, that when you come, Infinitin is the name of my company, but when you have an Infinitin experience, there's a way by which we work with you. And and the weight of that aura is very interesting. And I'm a big fan of that.
Why did you choose that name, Infinitin?
Infinitin, because of two reasons. One, I wanted people to remember my name.
Okay.
And two, I do consulting, strategy, and delivery. So while you can do a strategy and consulting and tell people that, hey, here's your problem and here's how you solve it, the real deal isn't doing that. And it is that continuous discipline that you need to inform and imbibe. You don't have to be a robot, but you have to follow that. And that is the Infinitin challenge, that I give you good habits. It's like being a good father. You don't be a good father once. It's a process. So we teach you good, empowering ways, but it's an infinite, it's an infinite game. Yeah, to quote Simon Sinek, it's not because of why I created it, but it's sort of an infinite game, because we are running here for our reputation. My grandfather practiced law for 72 years. He passed away when he was 104.
Okay.
So, no amount of money or anything can,
Right.
Growing up when I was 5, 6, I would see, big people trying to impress him. And as a kid, I would understand that, whoops. So, there is something that you get with doing it consistently over a period. You become better and you start appreciating things.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you for sharing those valuable insights, Nitin, with our audience. This year in 2024, 83% of Canadian HR professionals cited mental health as a top challenge. How is your organization, or how other organizations can address this challenge and boost productivity in their employees?
Oh, that's a lovely question. I am not a big fan of just jumping into solution. Every time we need to take a step back. If there is a mental, and when we take here, let's take 2 steps back, because employees spend years of their lives with companies. They become different people. They divide, multiply, and there's a lot of things that might be going on in their lives. So it's very important to give that gratitude back to the employee before even asking them what they want. So when it comes to mental health, the first stage, what we work with companies, that we work across business functions, trying to get those simple answers to questions. I don't need a very big answer. I need to understand what motivates, what brings you to work. When you join this company, you had a certain level of engagement. Can I bring you to that? For a first starter, this is good. And this is different to employees and executives and management. That is where we get to realize mental health is an issue. Many times mental health, it becomes an issue because it's a ghost. Nobody's seen it.
Right.
But when you start talking about it, mental health has a form and it's a story that requires more nuance.
Right.
Maybe I'm not the expert of mental health, and if I get to realize that, I route such specific employees to the right people.
Right.
And it is very important to just not give solution to people,
Right.
but to try to understand.
Understanding and talking to them.
Exactly.
As you know, Bell Canada, they runs a very good campaign every year. Bell, let's talk, to tackle the mental health among everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. And Nitin, highlighting these challenges, as we discussed, is very crucial for businesses looking to foster a more engaging workplace.
Mm-hmm.
With these challenges in view, it's important to consider how they impact the business outcomes on a larger scale. Now, let's discuss the broader implications of these challenges on businesses. How do unresolved employee challenges affect business sustainability and innovation?
Multiple different ways. I'll just give you 3-4 examples just to get started. If your employees don't care about you, they will not be engaged. Your marketing team will not be involved, and your marketing campaign will fail. How will the HR help you? If your employees are leaving you at the first opportunity, finding any other job or competition, you're going to have low retention, and your acquisition is generally 3 times more than retention. Your CFO is going to have a problem. What will the HR do? The reason is, I keep coming back to HR, is because with our conventional beliefs, we say that everything employee related is HR problem. Is it really an HR problem? Or is it a bigger problem than an HR? Rather, the way I look at it is, as a CEO of the company, you're responsible for the execution. Your employees are doing the execution. And HR is addressing the resources component of human. There has to be somebody who addresses the human component, because they are in the company most likely because of you as a leader.
Yeah. Nitin, as you said, HR, CFO, just you mentioned few names. As you know, 98.1% of all businesses in Canada are small businesses, where they have a team of 5 or 10 people, where there is no HR, where there is no CFO. How a small business owner should tackle this challenge, the mental health challenge, and boost the productivity of their employee? What is your key advice to small business owners on this particular topic?
It is very interesting. Even though the business will be small or large, it is the people. It becomes more interesting when it is small, because now you can directly go and talk to people. I love working with companies that are less than 50 people, because I can talk to all 50. And when you have that leverage, then you can talk more in more detail. Again, everything, the way we do it is by conflict, communication, engagement, change management, and the 5-6 areas. We start talking about them. We start talking about that. Hey, are you aligned to where you are? Is there something that is stopping you? It can be technical challenge also. Please tell us about it. The intention is always that, hey, we take one step, you take one step. And then in our analysis, when we come to know that if there is a specific mental challenge issue that arises, then it can happen from your work related or from your personal related. I can solve your work related problems. I can have you, and one of the ways by which we talk about is by creating a safe space. I'll give you an example. I realized that when around 2019 hitting 20, people in my team were getting frustrated about so many things, girlfriend, boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. Friday, 12 p.m., I kept 1 hour call for pent up. And I had around 30 people then.
Okay.
20 people joined in and they pent up. 1 hour, they just spoke. And I thought there was no judgment. There was no solution. I was just listening. And then I realized that became such a powerful call that we kept it next Friday also. And then we kept it after coronavirus hit also, because people just wanted to pant out. I think that was, and when people said things, they were nice, they were free. Sometimes nobody's listening. So from our side, we try to get you as ready, as addressed. And then there's a need of an expert, we will give you to the experts.
Correct. It's clear, that addressing these challenges is vital for long-term business success. I want to take a moment to connect directly with you, our listeners who are business owners and leaders. If you have ever felt that unresolved challenges in your team are holding your business back, you're not alone. Nitin's insight today could be the breakthrough you need. Let's explore how you can turn these challenges into opportunities for growth. We have discussed the major challenges employees face, especially around the mental health, which 83% of HR professionals in Canada see as a top concern. We will take a quick break, and when we return, we will explore practical solutions for tackling these issues. Stay tuned.
You dreamt big. You made the leap. You and your "we're not stopping at small" business. Doesn't matter you've never done it before. You unlock those problems. You adapt to change. You learn to evolve. You're pioneers in challenging times, finding your own frontiers. Wherever you e-commerce, UPS is with you. So nothing is going to hold you back.
4 billion people check their email every day. That's 4 billion missed opportunities if your message doesn't make it. To reach your customer's inbox, you need a winning strategy. And Constant Contact delivers. Literally, over 97% deliverability. Elevate your email game with easy-to-use templates, writing assistants powered by AI, and in-depth metrics. Ensuring your email is flawless, delivered, and read. Constant Contact delivers. Give it a try.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, we're in the business of you.
We're here to help you plug in,
connect and recharge,
make an impression,
and meet with confidence.
With 19 brands built for business,
your business gets even more rewarding.
with an award-winning loyalty program at 6,000 IHG hotels and resorts worldwide.
Welcome back, everyone. We have discussed the key challenges, especially mental health. Now, let's dive into practical solutions that businesses can use to create a more supportive and productive workplace. Let's dive into practical solutions, Nitin, that businesses can implement to overcome these challenges. What strategies can businesses implement to effectively tackle these employee challenges?
It starts with three key things. What is the biggest idea of that business? Like, is it growth? What is the meaning of that growth? And then looking at it from efficiency perspective. What is your efficiency? It can be launching a lot of product, or it can be doing just the right delivery. It can be different from, and then the third is engagement. Like, what is your definition of engagement? Is it customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, or actual engagement? So we work with companies trying to understand what are these three most important criteria. Then we work with their people trying to know what is stopping them from achieving this. We create a report. A report is a scorecard because, people like score.
Right.
And we create a scorecard and give it to you that, hey, after our assessment, this is where you lie today. And this is how we see. And then we realize that, okay, engagement is your problem and you have to go to growth. We start fixing your engagement problem because there are people problem in your biggest priorities. So start addressing your problem, create a plan, start addressing your problem with your biggest priority. Like, say, for example, you have to run a big marketing campaign and nobody is engaging. I will start working with you because I know what exactly problem is in engagement. Then what is it that is needed to increase engagement? One quick example I'll give you is we do workshops and we try to find out 50 to 100 great examples of employees going above and beyond. I work with the business leaders, like the company leaders. And imagine, like, after that 2 hours, I have 100 examples of people, employees doing great, which people have forgotten. And that we have the leaders send out in an email. These are some things that people will read because they have done things. So increasing
Appreciating, appreciating. Yeah.
Like, I just did a research 2 months back. 92% of time, if a person is correctly appreciated, recognized, they will repeat the work. That is engagement right there. Like 9 out of 10 times, somebody is going to repeat it. You just need to recognize them.
Correct. Nitin, you have shared some great strategies today with our audience. Like practical solutions can significantly transform how businesses operate and engage with their employees. Nitin, now let's discuss how these ideas come together in your book, offering a deeper understanding of employee engagement. Your book, The Most Fulfilling Company, offers a unique perspective on employee engagement. What inspired you to write this book and what can readers expect to gain from it?
Consulting is about positioning. A couple of months back, I woke up on a Wednesday morning thinking, what is the new interesting thing that I must be doing? Because I had just done my research work and I just started my company. I thought, let's write a book. And I was thinking, like, on my bed, what's stopping me?
And I believe it was not an easy task, right?
Well, it was not an easy task. It was not it was, how you have splurts in your mind.
Right.
And then you think, should I go and do this? And I was like, no, yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, okay, what is it that I should write? It was easy for me because all of these are my stories. It took me just a week to write down these stories because it all has come from my heart. Right. However, the real hustle starts after that. Right. Then after the 20% work, every day you're carving in your book a little bit. Every character is different. Every personality is different. The way they interact is different. We touch, smell, hear, see.
Right.
Book has to do that. I had not written a book. I didn't know all of that. So I was learning and gaining, and I could not afford an editor who would read it. Right. So I heard my book 35 times. You have these PDF readers.
Right.
That audio convert in that boring AI voice. So I read it. My goal was my book has to be so interesting that this AI sounds interesting. Like that, I created my superficial goals. And, the publishing in itself was a big theme. However, it was this want to showcase that the book is the visualization of my services. It shows how a world filled with trust, respect, and care can look like. However, there's a different aspect of the book also. It is for my future employees. And this book is also a template for the future employees of INFINITIN, showing that here is the INFINITIN difference. I'll give an actionable insight in the book, which is that every feedback, give feedback, any feedback, but every feedback should come with some recommended actionable step. Because that reduces negativity, increases communication, reduces toxicity. So what it says is that it follows simple rules, but you stick to your grounds. And we address most of our problems and challenges there. So yeah, that is how the book came into picture. And yeah, everything you see in it, it was it's definitely not the last book I've written. It did not let me sleep. It did not let me sleep, and I don't mind it at all. I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, Nitin, like your book is really a valuable resource for leaders and the small business owners who are aiming for comprehensive growth. It's been a pleasure exploring these topics with you, Nitin. I'm sure our listeners will take away many actionable insights from this conversation. Before we wrap up, I want to speak directly to those of you who are striving to create fulfilling workplaces. Nitin's book is more than just a guide. It's a roadmap to building a company where people love to work. If you are committed to making a difference in your own organization, this is the resource you have been waiting for. Don't just listen, take action today. Then before we wrap up, could you share some advice for small business owners on how to keep their teams motivated and engaged?
Absolutely. One thing that always gears me up is that big vision. Like, all of us want to be a part of something which is bigger than us. That makes us wake up next day. Like, it can be losing weight. Something that drives us. So big or small, whatever business you are running, so whoever the entrepreneur you are, you got a leader, you have to get your people running to that goal. You don't hit it, but you get the people running. When people are running, then you take up more, then you build character in that. Once we get that why and get people along it, I think people are smart enough to build upon it. It is that quest. It is that, and that's sometimes it's difficult, and it's not even important to find a why, like many times. But knowing that things will not always be good, so you'll have bad times, and if you like something, then it will help you go through that bad time faster. Or as a leader, it will help you answer those tough questions from your employees also. So I'm very new in my career also. You can say 10 years of experience, less than 6 months of entrepreneurial experience. But what I know, this is the key. This is the fundamental. If I like what I am doing and it makes sense to me, the bandwagon will join me.
For sure. Thank you so much, Nitin, for sharing your invaluable insight with us today. We really appreciate the wisdom you have imparted and the advice you have given. And your book, The Most Fulfilling Company, provides a comprehensive guide for businesses aiming to improve holistically. It was a great pleasure hosting you today.
Thank you, SK. Really appreciate it. Thank you, and have a great day.
Our gratitude also extends to our partners, our exclusive banking partner RBC, our exclusive shipping partner UPS, our exclusive email partner Constant Contact, and our exclusive hospitality partner IAG Hotels and Resorts, and our tech partner Google for their unwavering support. To our listeners, don't forget to subscribe to the Canadian SME Small Business Magazine by visiting our website CanadianSME.ca. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing you more insightful episodes.